Hello and welcome to Vision Academy. My name is Hanmant Latwa and in this video we are going to write a C program to demonstrate malloc function. Let us write the preprocessor directives hash include in angular brace we'll write standard input output dot h header file. The next preprocessor directive is hash include in angular brace we'll write console input output dot h header file. So in order to use malloc function, we are going to include one more header file. In angular brace, we'll write alloc.h. Now let us write void main function, curly open brace, and here I'm going to declare all the variables which are to be used in the program. Here I'm going to write int asterisk symbol a, that is it is a pointer variable, next comma which is used for index number, n, next j, next one more variable called temporary variable. Next we'll write clr function which is used to clear the screen. Now we will ask the user how many elements. So in a printf statement we'll write in a double quotation mark how many elements. So end the double quotation mark and put a semicolon, and we are going to receive the response from the user through keyboard using scanf function. So in a double quotation mark I'll write format specify %d, end the double quotation mark, put comma ampersand of n. Now we'll write allocation for memory for variable a. So here a is equal to, inside the round bracket I'm going to write int asterisk symbol. Next we'll write the function called malloc, and inside the round bracket we'll write n into size of operator, and inside this we're going to pass int type of data and put semicolon. So here we have allocated memory location for this pointer variable at the time of execution, or we can say the memory is allocated for this pointer variable dynamically. Now let us ask the user to enter the elements using printf statement. In a double quotation mark I'm going to write enter the elements. So here I'll write /n, end the double quotation mark and put semicolon, and we are going to iterate through for loop for I is equal to 0, I is less than n, and I plus plus. So now we are going to receive value each time using scanf function. So here in a %d, that is in a double quotation mark I'll write format specifier comma, here I'm going to write a plus I, and then close the bracket, put semicolon. Here we are going to receive the index number of this pointer array, and value will be stored in the first index, a of 0, a of 2, a of 1, a of 2, a of 3, and so on up to maximum -1. So whatever the value for n is inserted by the user. Now in this particular program we are going to use malloc function, but it is used for sorting elements. So let us sort. Sorting means it is a process of arranging all the array elements in either ascending or descending order. In this particular program we are going to arrange all the inserted elements in a ascending order. Now let us print. So in a printf statement the sorted elements are /n, end the double quotation mark and put semicolon. So now we are going to use two for loops. So one is enclosed within another. So for I is equal to 0, I is less than n, and I plus plus. So one more for loop, the index number is j is equal to I plus 1 will take here. So next j is less than n, put semicolon, j plus plus, right? Okay, fine. So next we are going to check the condition. If a of I is greater than a of j, if it is true, then the swapping or interchange of elements has to take place. So here I'm going to write in a curly open brace, I'm going to write temp is equal to a of I, put semicolon, a of I is equal to a of j, semicolon, a of j is equal to, we'll write temp and put semicolon. Next curly closing brace for this if statement. Now let us use the same for loop for I is equal to 0, I is less than n and I plus plus to print all the array elements in an ascending order. So here I'll write printf statement, printf, in a double quotation mark I'll write forward, percentage d format specifier backward slash n, end the double quotation mark, comma, a of I and put semicolon. So here we'll write get ch function and then curly closing brace for main function. So let us take an example and see how exactly this program works. So let me write here output. So when we compile and run the program, it will ask the user how many elements. For example, in this case, I'm going to enter 3. So after inserting 3, now n is equated with value 3. Here memory allocation for this pointer variable is allocated, means 3 consecutive blocks of integer, means total 6 bytes of memory will be allocated for this variable. Because integer takes 2 bytes, if I say 3, then it is going to allocate 3 into 2, 6 bytes of memory location. Next, so printf enter the elements. Now it is going to ask the user to enter the elements. So just because of this backward slash n, so cursor brings down to the next line. So using this for I is equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus, so it is going to receive 1 digit at a time. For example, I'm going to enter numbers in random order. For example, I'm going to enter 3, 1 and then 2, for example, right? So it will be stored in the form of one dimensional array with subscript 0, 1 and 2. So after inserting the elements, the sorted elements are will be printed. So just because of this backward slash n, cursor comes down to the next line. So here we have 2 for loops. One for loop, the outer for loop is pointing to I value, and the next for loop is equal to, like j is equal to I plus 1. For the first time, I value is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. So here j is pointing to index number 1 and I is pointing to index number 0. Correct? Yes. Next we are going to check if a of I is greater than a of j. What is the meaning of this? A of I is greater than a of j. So what is a of I? A of I is 0. Correct? So this indicates a of 0 is greater than a of 1. So what is a of 0? A of 0 consisting of 3. 3 is greater than a of 1 consisting of what? 1. 3 is greater than 1. Yes, it is true. Once it is true, then the swapping takes place. What will happen now? Here we are going to initialize temp is equal to a of 0. A of 0 consisting of what? 3. So 3 is initialized to temp. Next, here I am going to write a of I is 0 is equal to a of j is what? 1. So 1 is initialized to a of 0. Next, a of j is what? 1 is equal to temp. Temp is what? Temp is holding value 3. Now what will happen? The array looks something like this. So we have swapped numbers. So here index number 0, 1 and 2. So a of 0 consisting of 1 and a of 1 consisting of value 3, and this 2 is as it is intact, right? Again, control transfers to inner for loop by incrementing the value of j by 1. Now what is the value of n? N is 3, correct? Now the value of j is incremented by 1. Now it is 2. 2 is less than 3, yes, condition is true. Once the condition is true, again it is going to check this condition. So here I is pointing to what? I is pointing to 0 only, so it is not incrementing. Only j value will get incremented by 1. Now j value is 2, so here it is 2 and it is pointing to here 2, right? So let me check out this results. So here we'll write j is pointing to index number 2. Next we are going to check this condition. So what is that condition? If a of I, what is a of I? A of I is 0, correct? So a of 0 is greater than a of j is what? 2, correct? So a of 0 consisting of what? A of 0 consisting of value 1 is greater than a of 2 consisting of what? 2. 1 is greater than 2? No, condition fails. Once the condition fails, then these three set of statements will not get executed. Again, control transfers to inner for loop by incrementing the value of j by 1. Now j value is what? 2. 3, right? So 3 is less than 3 because n value is 3. Condition is false. Once this is false, then the control goes back to the outer for loop by incrementing the value of I by 1. So after the inner iteration, the value of the array was intact. So it was 1, 3, 2, index number 0, 1, 2. Next, I is pointing to index number 1. If it is pointing to index number 1, then j will become, I value is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Now j is pointing to 2. Next we'll check the condition. If a of I is what? 1. A of 1 is greater than a of j is what? 2. So a of 1 consisting of what? 3 is greater than a of j, that is a of 2 consisting of what? 2. So whether 3 is greater than 2? Yes, condition is true. Once the condition is true, then this swapping takes place. What will happen now? We'll write temp is equal to a of I. A of I is what? 1. So a of 1 consisting of what? 3. So here 3 is equated to temp. Next, a of I is 1 is equal to a of j is what? 2. So a of j 2 consisting of value 2. Next we'll write a of j. A of j is what? 2 is equal to temp. Temp is holding value 3. So now you can clearly observe after this swapping. So you can clearly observe here the array. So index number 0, 1, 2. 1 is intact as it is. So we have not touched this and we have interchanged only 3 and 2. Here you can see a of 1. A of 1 consisting of what? Value 2. A of 2 consisting of what? Value 3. So here 3 will come, right? After this, again control transfers to inner for loop by incrementing the value of j by 1. Now j value will become 3. So 3 is less than 3. No, condition fails. Again control transfers to outer for loop by incrementing the value of I by 1. Now I value is 2. So it is pointing to 2. Correct? So here 2 is less than 3. Condition is true. But if I say j is equal to I plus 1. So I value is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 is less than 3. 3 is less than 3. N value is 3. Condition is what? False. Once it is false, again control transfers to outer for loop by incrementing the value of I by 1. Now I value is 3. 3 is less than 3. No, condition fails. Once the outer for loop condition fails, then directly the control comes out of this iterative statement for loop, and then it is going to execute the next statement. Next statement consisting of what? For I is equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus. Next it is going to print percentage d a of I. So here it is going to print the value 1, 2, 3. So all these elements which are entered in random order, now they have arranged in an ascending order in the form of 1, 2, 3. So let us execute this program. For that, I will take you to my laptop screen.
Here you can see I have already written this program in Turbo C++ compiler. To save your time, let us compile this program by pressing Alt F9. It is showing success. That means there is no syntax error. I'll press enter. Now let us run this program by pressing Control F9. Here it is asking the user to enter how many elements. For example, I'm going to press 3 and press enter. So now it is asking the user to enter the elements. For example, I'm going to enter 3, 1, then 2, and then I'll press enter. Here you can see it is printing the sorted elements are 1, 2, and 3. So it is in an order. I hope you understood this program. If so, please write down in the comment box as understood. Thank you.